Okay, loads of people have been asking what my moral system is, and surprise, surprise, I don't have one, because I kind of feel like concepts in general are very hard to reduce. Language does a decent job of conveying these ideas, but I just don't know that it's enough to encompass something like morality or God, so it's really hard for me to stick to one framework and just accept that as the case. Essentially, my brain always allows for room for error, so yeah. But you know what I do have though? I have a favorite moral system, and that would be emotivism. So emotivism is essentially a meta-ethical theory that tries to explain morality. It doesn't attempt to ascribe truth to moral claims, it just explains what they are, how they work, etc. Emotivists say that moral statements are trying to explain some emotional attitude about an action, about a concept, about a quality, you name it. And the aim of these moral statements is to influence others. However, this isn't anything like emotional appeal in debate. It's not like you're just saying these words to make someone agree with you. It's an expression of a strong feeling or emotion that you feel so strongly about that you also feel that other people should feel the same way. So if I said something like lying is wrong, I'm not saying this is like some factual statement that could be tested by some objective measure like science, or a claim to be approached like a conclusion in a debate. I'm more saying something like, boo murder. Murder is disgusting. I don't like that, it's bad. And I could maybe give you some reason to why I think it's bad. For example, I don't like to harm people. That also disgusts me. I still get that same gut reaction. If you ask why again, I might say, because I value people, I think they're important. You ask why again, I start to get stuck, but I keep resonating with this feeling of, ugh, gross. Emotivism calls that emotional attitude the essence of morality. That strong feeling is the thing that you can't reduce. Emotivism tries to explain why other theories like moral realism or objectivism fail. They try to apply logic and reason to this thing that's inherently emotional, and we end up with these axioms that are never really tethered. They're only grounded in themselves and thus illogical. This is why emotivism posits that morality does not lie in the realm of logic or reason or anything objective. This theory is also often conflated with something like moral subjectivism, which is wrong because this theory still claims that there's some truth or some reality behind moral claims. Emotivists don't believe that. Emotivists are also not necessarily nihilists. They aren't saying there's no value to moral claims, just that they're emotional, and in essence, not objective. It's also not making this normative claim that any moral statement is okay or good. It's again just explaining what morality is. One can still make a rational argument from their emotional, moral attitudes. One can still make logical, rational arguments about their morality. For example, I could use reason to explain why it might make sense to value human life based on some shared tenets, things of that nature. This framework really resonates for me because it explains a lot of the moral qualms we've been having over the years and doesn't try to posit some objective axiom that we have to accept, essentially without reason. I think that there are still some important contentions. Maybe in one strong sense of morality, they still also feel some reason that coexists with that emotional force, and I don't know. I think that feeling of reason might just very well be a feeling. A feeling motivated by your understanding and your logic, of course, but still a feeling and still not objective reason, if that makes any sense. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think.